Feel it. Feel it. Rage, power. Rage, money, power.
Field at Bordley Stadium at the Landon School in Bethesda, Maryland, for this intense WCAC versus IC matchup here on a Monday night in a beautiful 75-degree sunny sky. This is the DMVLAX Game of the Week presented by the Electrical Alliance, featuring the number 2 ranked Landon Bears hosting the number 4 ranked Gonzaga Eagles. I'm Cabo Maddox, announcing for the 7th season of DMVLAX boys lacrosse media coverage and the games of the week. Thanks for watching this Madlax Media live stream production. Joining me today, once again, providing expert analysis is Matt Rienzo. Matt graduated from Gonzaga in 1993 and Georgetown in 97. He was captain in All-WCAC at Gonzaga and a captain and All-American defenseman at Georgetown. He has coached at the Division I level, including 10 years at Georgetown, in addition to 6 years as the Madlax DC Dogs 2023 head coach, one of the best club teams ever assembled. Thanks for joining me today, Matt.
Thanks, Cabell. It's great to be here. We've got another great interconference rivalry here on Wilson Lane in Bethesda. As you said, number 2 versus number 4 in the DMV. Gonzaga known for its grit and toughness, and their 10-man ride is their calling card. Landon's one of the hottest teams in the country the last couple years. So I expect this to be another hard-fought game in the DMV to really go a long way in the bragging rights category.
For sure. Whoever wins this game usually has a chance to be number 1, if not every year to be number 1 in the final rankings. Last year, both teams won their conferences respectively. Landon finished up number 1. And guess what, Matt? Last year was the first time Landon had beaten Gonzaga since 2017.
Well, I think last year was kind of a dawn of a new era for Landon lacrosse. You know, after the Rob Bordley era, you know, they're back. And last year they had an exceptional team, and this team is very good as well. And we'll see if they can make some waves here in the second half of the season.
Landon is 11-1. They have 2 quality wins this year over Gilman and Severn. Gonzaga is 7-5, has a much harder schedule so far, and has 2 quality wins over Torrey Pines in overtime and Paul VI in the WCAC. Landon is head coached by Will McGettigan in his 4th season. His assistant coaches are, don't hold your breath, J.R. Bordley, class of 2000, Connor Cassidy, class of 06, Mike Kubik, Muggsy Mickham, Will Powell, class of 17, David Smith, and Paul Padalino.
Going to need a bigger bus. Holy cow.
Well, wait till you hear the Gonzaga coaches. Jeff King, also in his 4th season. His assistant coaches are Nick McAvoy, graduate, Neil Alt, Tommy Rothert, Brian Townsend, graduate, Caitlin Farley, Mar Orabayi, Jesse Miller, and John Schlegel.
They're well staffed, both teams. Love it. A lot of alums who want to help out at their former schools, so it's great to see.
All right, now for the sport automotive players to watch. First, for Gonzaga, Gaetano Ciccatello, senior defense, first team all preseason, all DMV in the Yale commit.
Yeah, Gaetano Ciccatello is one of the best defenders in the country, certainly one of the best in the DMV. It's going to be a great matchup for him today. We'll see what he can do.
Chase Noyes, a senior attackman, honorable mention preseason, having a great season, the Fairfield commit.
Yeah, I really like Chase Noyes' size. He's a big body. He can shoot the ball well. Gonzaga needs him to put up a couple points today.
He's got 30 points to lead the team this season, so look for Noyes. J.M. Costa, the other solid junior attackman, the Rutgers commit.
Yeah, Costa's a little on the smaller side, but he can shoot the ball left-handed. Going to Rutgers, a lot of potential. Really good player for the Eagles.
And then finally, Bobby McCarthy, the senior, headed to Williams, face-off specialist.
Yeah, Bobby McCarthy's been battling for a few years for the Eagles. He's a tough kid, a grinder, and look for him to possibly control the X for the Eagles, which could be an issue today.
65% on the season. That is incredible. Now for Landon, Sean Murray, the senior attackman, first-team preseason All-DMV, the Bucknell commit. He leads a team with 48 points already.
Yeah, I mean, he's the quarterback of the offense. They'll look to get the ball through him every time down. Really great player.
Caden Southworth, the senior midfielder, first-team All-DMV, Princeton commit, one of the best two-way middies in the nation.
Yeah, he does it all. I really like his game. You can play at both ends of the field and is a great leader for Landon.
27 points for him. Logan Cassidy, the lockdown defenseman, headed to UPenn. Who do you think he's going to guard, Noyes or Costa today?
I don't know. Probably Costa, but they may put him on Noyes because of Noyes' size. We'll see. But Logan's a great player, a defender who's really had a breakout the last couple years. So look for him to make an impact today for sure.
And his twin brother Aiden is an outstanding attackman as well. But the two players to watch are both the double-headed monster at the face-off X. They are blessed with a Michigan commit in Hayden Goose and a Lafayette commit in Talon Smith.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup to watch. The two guys for Landon versus Bobby McCarthy at Gonzaga. And, Bobby McCarthy is a great player, but the two face-off guys for Landon are exceptional as well. So it's going to be a great battle at the X today.
And here they go. Landon's walking out early. Gonzaga's bus broke down on the way. They had to get picked up. They had a nice.
Would they take the Metro?
They should have. In Gonzaga fashion, that would be fitting, right? But, they're tough kids. They can adjust. Supposedly upperclassmen threw them in cars when they got up here.
All right. Well, do what you have to do. I would have liked it better if they'd taken the Metro, but it's good.
Well, they should have taken the Metro bus. All right. Out come the starting lineups for Gonzaga. It's Chase Noyes, Tommy Leland, and J.M. Costa on attack. Jake Mendenhall, the Navy commit, and Caleb Oliver at the midfield. Defense, Sam Lekowski, Dom DeVella, and Gaetano Ciccatello. Is the Longsick Midi Tui? Who's the Longsick Midi? They said we're going to rotate it.
It'll be Tui and Matten today
for
the Eagles.
And then Bobby McCarthy and Kevin Kane for Landon. Sean Murray, Jonas Hawkins, the sophomore sensation out there starting with Aiden Cassidy. At midfield, Devin Stewart, the UPenn commit, is incredibly difficult to guard. Caden Southworth. And here we go. You ready to do the face-off stats?
Let's do it.
And it looks like it's going to be McCarthy versus Smith on the first one with Caden Southworth on the wing and Colt Happ on the wing. No, sorry. Joe Tui on the wing for Gonzaga. And Tui picks it up.
Tui at 6'6" is long and rangy. Michael Matten, the backup long stick for Gonzaga, is almost as tall. They've got some length at the defensive midfield position.
He's going to be a monster, huh, Tui? When he fills out. Tui, the junior starter at LSM with the first ground ball of the day. All-important face-off win. Out comes the first midfield of Nick Siccato is number one there with the ball. Caleb Oliver is having a great season. Dickinson commit number 3. And here is Mendenhall down the alley lefty against Southworth. You can see what I mean right out of the gate. They're using Southworth as a defensive midi, even though he may be one of their best offensive middies.
I really love that by Coach McGettigan. I love the two-way midi. It's kind of a lost art these days.
29, JT Matura out there. Great to see him. The Hopkins commit. He had a horrible car accident before the season, so he's been slow to come in. Flipped his car. He's okay, and he's back, and he's one of the best LSMs in the area, locking down at LSM. Good motion here by this J.M. Costa with the ball, number 22, being guarded by 44, Logan Cassidy. So you were right. Costa is going to be guarded by Cassidy. Shot clock, 4 seconds in the shot clock. Gonzaga gets a shot up. Big save.
And there's a save and a reset of the shot clock. So.
And Gonzaga backed it up. So it's going to be Gonzaga ball with a fresh 60 and give Rizzo a save. Steven Rizzo, the starting goalie. James Rizzo, the starting goalie.
I really like Gonzaga's patience here. That's one of my keys to the game is can Gonzaga control the tempo, slow the game down, make every shot clock go down to the very bottom so they can shorten the game a little bit.
That was not a good shot at all, and Steve Rizzo picks that up easily.
That was actually a pass that he just caught, but I'm giving him a save anyway.
Nick Siccato shot that offhanded And they have to do better at that for two reasons. One, they have to do a better shot, and two, they have to go deeper in the shot clock. But Matora, pass up a shot, goes behind the ball, behind to Jonas Hawkins at X, number 2, Hawkins.
Yeah, I did not like that shot at the other end for Gonzaga. I think that was too fast in the new shot clock, and obviously not a great shot either. So a poor end to the possession there for the Eagles. And now Landon's got it back.
And Caden's still out there. Look, Caden stays. So, like, the kid can run all day. We know he's a gazelle. Reminds me a lot of how Chase Robertson played last year. But this is Devin Stewart, UPenn commit, with Tui on him. Here's Murray, comes around, just smokes Cicatello right off the bat. That was one of our big matchups to watch. But yeah, Murray proving why he's one of the top scorers in the area.
He just went with a speed dodge to his left hand, caught Cicatello napping a little bit back there. He was beat from the very first second that they engaged and never was able to catch up. And really nice shot there. Typically a right-hander, so perhaps that's why it caught Cicatello off guard that he went to his left. But that's what great players will do. They'll be able to play with both hands.
Murray is the lone starter on attack returner, and he played the left last year a lot. So he's got a left, and if you watch video on Landon, you can see he goes to his left just as much. Cicatello on the ground ball. That's 2 face-off wins for Gonzaga. Crossfield pass over to Sean Nestor, has it in his stick. Henry Keeler out there, second midfield line. Henry Keeler, nice athlete for Gonzaga, junior midfielder, with Jack Ambrose and Timmy McGrail. Down the alley lefty.
I like the fact that Gonzaga is going to their second midfield already, and on the second possession, they're showing some confidence in their twos. See what they can do.
Robert Swift and Riley Luger, the Delaware committer, on short stick D midi. They were double inverted right there. Now they're back out of it. Up top to Chase Noyes, lean point scorer. Going against Eli Smink. Eli Smink, the W&L commit, the big, long lefty, number 3. Keep an eye on him, Coach. He's one of the better defenders in the area as well. Landon is loaded on defense.
Smink's a tall drink of water in his own right.
Yep, 6. Timmy McGrail inverted versus Riley Luger. Riley Luger is a big, strong athlete.
Good defensive middies for Landon.
Yeah, they've had it. They've been blessed the last 2 years. Last year with Ferguson and
another
AZ.
Save. That's 3 saves for Rizzo already.
Pickup, nice pickup by Robert Swift.
Look at those wheels. He had great wheels.
Swifty's fast.
But he just dropped it.
Now he's going backwards. Probably smart. Over to Smink, over to Rizzo.
Nice deep clear against the press ride.
Wow, just a bomb all the way down to Murray.
That's a really
well that's done. Aiden Cassidy. Sorry, Aiden Cassidy, number
really
22.
Good pass by Rizzo there.
Rizzo showing excellent out of the goal skills. Out comes Joe Papalia, Mac Cohen, and it looks like Riley Luger will stay on this second midfield line.
Maybe just for a run, or maybe he's on the twos now.
No, he's good enough to play on the twos. He's kind of a tweener. He's developing that offensive game. Here's Papalia over to Luger. He's got a short stick with Carey on him. That's Carey.
Yeah, it is. That's Carey.
66 Carey.
He's a good athlete.
Yep, he plays for us. He gets it. He's a great player. Cicatello is now on Hawkins. Oh, they're playing zone. Gonzaga is in zone, Coach Rienzo.
That's right. Good spot. Good spot.
I don't think I've seen Gonzaga play zone in my lifetime.
I don't think Gonzaga's played a zone in 10 years, probably. But I don't mind the wrinkle. You know, it's Landon's a very good team. Gonzaga has a very good goalie. I think it's a good wrinkle to throw in there.
There's no 2 seconds in the shot clock. There is no way Landon practiced zone offense all weekend. So they're going to have to be ready. They've probably seen, here's a 10-man for Landon. Let's see how Gonzaga does against it. I mean, this is 10-man versus 10-man. Good pass. He should have caught that. Couldn't see who it was.
Good ride. Good ride, though, by Landon. And for those at home who don't understand what 10-man means, that means that they're taking the goalie out of the goal and using him to ride one of the attackmen. Therefore, they can push a defender up the field. It's more of like a full-court press in basketball.
That's the way I tend to describe it. Now he's throwing another long bomb.
And that's where the looks will be. They'll be deep in the corners if they don't break those guys up the field.
Oh, gosh. That's a big hit.
Little hockey hip check there. Good action.
Eric Carey with the hip check on Jonas. Jonas pops up. He's fine. Here comes the first midfield line for Landon. Settle it down. Let's see if Gonzaga drops. No, they're back into man-to-man, it looks like. Actually, if they are, they have a shorty on an attack man. They're double polling the middies. I see what they're doing. That's a good strategy also.
Yeah, so now they're just playing man-to-man, but they're double polling.
Double polling Southworth and Stewart. So that's a good play. McConnell's open inside. He was wide open.
Just a little bit out of sync from a timing perspective. He was open, like you said.
Sorry, that was McConnell feeding, and Hawkins was wide open on the cut. Good ride here by Landon. Looks like he's out of bounds from here.
Really nice play on the far side by that defenseman.
Is that Cicatello? Who was that? That was a great play. This Carey is in trouble.
I believe that was
what a ride. Let's let the ball play here. Wide open everywhere. Find Southworth. Off the pipe. Southworth. But 2 picks it up. That is Jonas Hawkins on the rebound and goal for Landon.
It's getting a little hectic out there. Ball was bouncing around. A pipe shot by Landon, then a nice rebound.
I mean, this chaos is actually what you're going to get when you have both teams have 10-man rides.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty frenetic between the restraining lines today, up and down. You're going to see a lot of turnovers in the middle of the field because of the pace of play and the type of ride that both teams are employing here.
Hope you enjoy the instant replays here from Next Level Video. That's Goose on the pinch and pop. Fast break down to Murray, who misses it wide. Cicatello breaks the stick, and he's got to come off. And Gonzaga's in a problem here if Landon didn't have guys on the field.
It's the first face-off win for Landon. Gonzaga holds that edge 2-1 so far.
2-0 here. 5 minutes ago in the first quarter. Thanks for joining me. I'm Cabo Maddox here with Matt Rienzo. DMVLAX Game of the Week at Bordley Stadium here on the Landon campus on an absolutely beautiful spring day. That is 5 Cohen, I believe. No, 4 Cohen down the alley. Yeah, that was Matt Cohen down the alley. Turnover. Sam Lukowski, number 14, picks up. He's another huge.
Yeah, they've got some length.
This is TJ Albero, 2-sport athlete. Running by the box is dangerous, but he plays hockey. He can take a hit and probably dish it out as well.
He's a really good athlete. I like him.
Made all-Met hockey. Made a captain for lacrosse this year. Here's Leland, Tommy Leland, the sophomore. One of the best face-off guys in the country. Yes, you heard me right. Face-off guys in the country in his class. Has won the Nationals twice. But Coach King moved him to attack this year because of his ball control ability.
Well, plus they have Bobby McCarthy, so they don't need to tire him out facing off.
Yeah, so does he go back to face-offs next year?
Probably.
He's going to be scoring all these goals this year, and he's going to Coach, you got to be kidding me.
Stay on the field the whole game. Face-off, play attack, whatever it takes.
Andy Towers used to do that, the legendary Lawrenceville and Brown player, but I haven't seen him do that since,
not in a long time.
Since the 90s. Rizzo, easy save.
It's 4 saves for Rizzo.
Not much of a shot there on the invert by Caleb Oliver. Didn't get high enough. Didn't put it to a corner. Gonzaga's good.
Yeah,
Cicatello picked up on the 10-man. We have a little such break here, but there's no attackman down for Gonzaga.
And they don't have numbers either. It's 4-on-5. So they're going to slow it down.
3:30 to go. 2-0 Landon. Early, my sense is that Gonzaga is going to have a hard time figuring out how to score. I'm not seeing anyone beat anyone in dominant fashion yet, but I know it's early. Out comes Sucato.
They're going to need to score off the ride and in transition to
Caleb,
get the bulk of their goals today, I think.
Caleb Oliver, the Dickinson commit down to Mendenhall, the Navy commit. This is the horse that's got to get it done. Wide shot, nothing there. That was tipped or deflected or something. A lot of signs out for Landon, like it's the prep game. This game is meaningful to Landon.
It's meaningful to both teams. It's just a great rivalry. Such tradition at both schools, and they love to beat one another, that's for sure.
Smink on the ball.
It's not a great shot. That had no velocity on it at all by Noyes.
Chase Noyes doesn't look like he was hitting a corner or anything there.
Yeah, that was kind of just playing catch with the goalie. The last couple shots by Gonzaga, not quality shots.
Number 20.
They're not bad times to take the goals, but they're just not well. This is
Nico Pedraza getting some minutes in the clear, and looks like Coach calls timeout. He's deep in the corner and in trouble.
Yeah, he was being hounded by Cicatello there in the corner, so good timeout by Coach Magette.
We'll go to our sponsors here at the first timeout. Wired for Growth, the Electrical Alliance, our 2025 title sponsor for the Game of the Week, is the all-encompassing support system that helps electricians in the DMV secure the highest quality training, employment, wages, and benefits. For career opportunities and contractor partnership, visit theelectricalalliance.org. Quantum Financial Advisors with the Athlete Amplifier. QFA's 5-star offense maximizes client returns while their 5-star defense generates additional current income while mitigating market risk. The Athlete Amplifier, QFA's NIL, Name, Image, Likeness Initiative, empowers student athletes through personalized branding and sponsorship deals with local community business. The Athlete Amplifier has locked in 12 individual deals and 1 full Division I men's lacrosse team deal. A special thanks to our loyal DMV supporter and co-founder, Joe Rinaldi. Learn more at QFAINC.com. And the Father McKenna Center. An anonymous donor has sponsored tonight's game on behalf of the Father McKenna Center in Washington, located right near the campus of Gonzaga. The Gonzaga community has a strong commitment to the McKenna Center, which serves men struggling with homelessness and families facing food insecurity. It provides a structured program supporting the mission of meeting needs, reclaiming lives, including a day shelter for homeless men, and a food pantry for individuals and families in need. Back to the action here off the timeout. Gonzaga in the zone defense.
Dropped into it right away outside the timeout. This is the second time they've run it today, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So they're definitely going to be mixing it in from time to time throughout the game.
So now Landon's ready. They should have their zone offense going. Almost a takeaway there by Cicatello. Pressing out on the zone. Almost picked off the pass from Hawkins. Down to Navarowski. To Cassidy, to Murray, Hawkins, down to Southworth. Cutter comes, Murray, nothing there. So they're going with the cutters. This is almost like a matchup zone. Very tough to beat a zone that goes with cutters like that.
And they're trying to get out to hands in some cases, not all cases. But
oh, down was open there. He missed it. 14 for
8 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, this is a great defense here. Navarowski can get the shot. Way outside, nothing there. Save Kane. First save of the day for Kane. He's got to be careful here. He gets it. Good zone defense there by Landon. Gets it out quickly to Albero. Oh, Albero gets stripped, though. Picked up quickly by number 4, Jack DeMaio, the other short stick D-midi starter. Those two are your starters, and that looked like great defense there.
Yeah, that was a great defensive set for Gonzaga. See if they can convert on the other end.
Number 5, Chase Noyes, the big boy, headed to Fairfield, drives on Smink and then thinks otherwise.
Smink's a good matchup for them on him because he's got size as well.
Out comes Jack Ambrose and what appears to be Henry Keeler with the ball. Henry Keeler, that's actually right in the stick of Rizzo. I was going to say that's a pretty good take, but fast break Cassidy the other way. Logan Cassidy, the UPenn commit, drops it down, fires it. Hammer, backed up by Hawkins.
Good possession shot there by Cassidy. Aimed for the corner, missed it, so they get the ball back.
So Luger, here's Luger. Riley Luger has earned a second midfield spot out there with Mac Cohen and Joe Papalia. Joe Papalia, lefty. Floated back and forth between attack and midi. Riley Luger, lockdown defensive midi, headed to Delaware for that position, has Eric Carey on him. 17 seconds to go in the first quarter. 2-0 Landon. Luger sweeps, gets a step on. He's going to drop it. Great shot and save by Kane, and that's interference on Landon. 8 seconds. Kane's going to Gilman it if he knows the time. I'm not sure he does. He gets picked off by Murray. They're going to call interference for hitting the goalie stick. Yeah, it hit the goalie stick. Can't do that. 30 seconds. That's not a 30-second. That's just a free clear. If you hit the goalie stick.
Yeah, it should be a free clear. I think he inadvertently threw his flag.
Okay, so that's a foul by hitting the goalie stick. You cannot touch a goalie stick when he's in the crease, even on a follow-through. Often goalies will intentionally follow through and hit you, and it's a foul on you for getting hit by the goalie stick. So
they are calling a time serve penalty.
Interesting. Hold on. Oh, they called delay of game.
Because he perhaps didn't give them the 5 yards that he was required at the start of the whistle.
Exactly.
That's the reason.
Because it was a whistle. It wasn't off a save. It was off a restart. So now they're just going to hold it and start the second.
That's a tricky one because they don't warn you to move back necessarily, and he was standing there trying to do what he did, which is bat down the ball. Great job, but he needed to start 5 yards away upon the whistle.
Totally.
Good call by the official there. I would have missed that one, I think.
Low-scoring affair, 2-0 Landon. Goal by Sean Murray, one-on-one versus Chikatilo, and a goal by Hawkins off the rebound goal. Nothing much else to report there. Let me go to sponsorship reads here for a minute. We'll get back to the action. Players to watch were brought to you by Sport Automotive, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and Honda. Be a sport fan too, and visit sportautomotive.com. Be sure to ask for our friend and owner, Gibbs Fogarty, class of 2005 here at Landon when you visit Sport. And if you tell him, beat prep, he will likely hook you on your next new Tahoe. Rienzo Recruiting Services. Are you a high school lacrosse player who wants to play in college? Rienzo Recruiting is the nation's premier collegiate lacrosse recruiting consulting service. This personalized one-on-one mentoring approach helps men lacrosse student athletes find their ideal school based on their ability, athleticism, academics, and goals. Visit rienzorecruiting.com to learn more. And Per Electric is the 2025 title sponsor for the very popular weekly Top 25 team rankings, which we will go over shortly later, posted every Monday at 6 p.m. on Go Madlax IG. Check them out at perelectric.com for more information, and be sure to connect with the president of Per Electric, Scott Pinto, a proud Paul VI and Madlax parent. Back to the action here. Second quarter. What's your feel on the game here, Rienzo? Like, how's this game going?
I think Landon appears to be in control, even though it's only a 2-goal lead. And Gonzaga's extra man now, so they have a chance to close the gap.
First EMO.
But Gonzaga's going to have a hard time scoring today. They need to cash in on this opportunity.
Little wheel set up here. Leland down to, who is that? Number 3, Oliver. Up to Noyce. Back to Leland. Down to Oliver. Still in the 3-3 set. Looks like they're going to carry across here. Leland carries. Pushes it back to Oliver. Not much open on this. Oliver's got a step inside. Nice look on the skip down corner. Doesn't look at the cage, and that kills the penalty. Oosh, almost threw it away.
And we're all even.
All right, so 0 for 1 on man up. I'll write that down. Step down blast, number 7. Was that assisted?
It was assisted by number 22, J.M. Costa.
Number 7, Henry Keeler. Just a little razzled was Landon on defense after they came in and got settled. They didn't match up quickly enough, it doesn't appear.
Yeah, they just didn't get matched up, and they were scrambling there with being man down for a bit, and then you go all even and you think you're in great shape, but you really got to stay tight on your man, and good ball movement there by Costa, finding the extra man inside.
Henry Keeler, outstanding athlete, plays Madlax, 26s. He's phenomenal and looking like he's very much improved. Nice face-off there by Hayden Goose. Pinch and pop win. And that evens up the face-off tally, doesn't it, Coach?
It does, 2-2. No face-off to start the quarter. So 2-1 Gonzaga in the first quarter, and now 1-0. The face-offs landed in the second quarter.
Here's Aiden Cassidy, one of the twins. Second year in a row with twins. Aiden Cassidy showing some toughness, going hard. The Holy Cross commit. He's gotten a lot bigger, stronger, and faster this year. He's earned a starting job on attack.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job, having a great year, left-handed. Going to be a nice college player. Kind of a little bit of a late bloomer, just getting his first action this year, but he's a very solid player.
Hawkins quick as a cat. You can see why he's earned that starting job. Here is Cassidy again with, get the number here for you, 43, Dom DeVella on him. Dom DeVella, nice-looking junior, over to Stewart. Back to
foot save by Kevin Kane.
That was,
and then a rebound goal by number 2, Jonas Hawkins.
His second of the day. That's his second rebound goal. You think he'd
timely?
You think he was a
right place, right time, huh?
You think he was a hockey player with all these rebound goals, but he is not. There are some great hockey players on the team like Eli Smink, but man, right place, right time for the rebound.
But, 2 of Landon's goals are off rebounds, but they're still getting good looks. Like that was a good look. That was a very controlled offensive possession by Landon. They did what they wanted.
Face-off win, Goose. Pulls it back to Riley Luger. Easy scoop on the wing. That was Neveroski on the last take who took that lefty initial shot. Did you get that save for Kane?
Yes. Kane had 2 saves in this quarter already.
What's his total?
He's at 4.
Okay.
6
right.
for Landon, 4 for Gonzaga.
Great day here at Bordley Stadium.
Beautiful spring afternoon.
Packed house. Lots of schools here watching. A lot of younger students out because it's 75 degrees. 9:48 to go in the second. I'm Cowboy Maddox. Thanks for joining me today with Matt Rienzo in the booth. Papalia inverting Sam Nestor. Single invert. Kicked up to Luger. Luger to Cohen. That is Murray. Murray went left last time. Cicatello, oh, quick slide there by Michael Matten. Good ball move by Landon. They move it quickly.
Yeah, they did a nice job of slipping that guy out the backside and finding him off of some ball movement. Really nice offensive design by Landon. Just got to stick that shot.
They're playing zone, so that was a zone offensive set, and it looked like it worked well. See if they'd run that again. Little wheel to start. Backed up. What?
That was a save that his stick was in the goal.
Replay that. We got to hit a quick.
That was another incredible Kevin Kane save.
Unbelievable 2 saves. Back to the action here. Yeah, fresh 60. They got it, though. But we just showed you the replay. Those 2 saves were unbelievable by Kevin Kane. He's 61% on the year.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's a high number.
At least 62 by now. Out comes the first line. Neveroski, Stewart, Southworth. One of the better first lines in the area. All 3 committed to top D1 programs. And they're another save, Kane. And their zone offense is starting to work.
Yeah, I like what they're doing. They're bringing a cutter through, and then they're bringing him in behind a carry. They're overloading that right side with extra players and looking for people inside. It's a basic design, but really well executed. Awesome ride by Landon.
Stripped by Southworth and Cassidy at the midline there, down again. So he's going to goal, is Hawkins. So they're overloading the zone, 3 or 4 guys on one side, Coach?
Yeah, that's right. They're just carrying up and throwing back, and then they end up with 3 or 4 guys on that right side, and then looking inside from there.
All right, look for that again at home on the screen here. You might see 4 guys. Right now I do. I see 4 guys on one side of the field. Let's see the carry and throw back. Nice design. Zone offense that's working. They're getting into a 1-4-1 now, though.
They'll probably rotate out of that into the same type of look. Yeah, they peel off and throw back. They were supposed to bring someone up the side, but he didn't come up.
Nice play by Sam Lukowski, the seniors.
Nice turnover by him.
Not only, we got a 6-on-4.
They got
big numbers here. They got to move it. Guys open everywhere. Good defender.
Michael Matten with the shot.
2 saves by Rizzo.
A rebound opportunity.
Incredible 2 saves by Rizzo.
They couldn't handle it, though.
Rizzo with the 2 amazing saves in the cage. Nice pickup there by JT Matura, going one-handed with the pole down the side and outlegs him and makes a play to get it down to 8, and the crowd is going crazy.
I liked the slow break action by Gonzaga down there, that secondary break. Michael Matten got a good step-down shot with the pole. Didn't connect on it, but a good transition opportunity for Gonzaga.
Oh, wide open. Good cut there by Hawkins. Man, he's playing well today. He's got 21 points now, 23 points.
He's feeling it.
Is that a timeout, Landon?
Timeout Gonzaga.
Might be a timeout Gonzaga. 6:33 to go, 3-1 here. Even though it's low scoring, it's an action-packed game, in part because both teams are doing the 10-man.
This is a chess game, too. This is a chess match. You're seeing zone, you're seeing 10-mans. The coaches are really trying to, on every single possession, figure out what the other team is doing on defense and then do something to combat that. And it's been a lot of zone from Gonzaga on defense. And so Landon's, they've adjusted what they were doing from that first quarter. Now they're doing that more of a wheel throwback type of look.
Prolectric is the sponsor of our top 20 weekly rankings. We actually came out a day early and released these last night on a Sunday because we were here tonight. So looking at the new rankings, Bullis has been up top all year and the preseason. Landon has worked their way up to 2. Hopes to win today to keep that 2 ranking. They play later this week. 1 versus 2, that is. Prep has moved up. They keep beating everybody and started off 2-6, and now they're 6-6. Gonzaga, with a win today, would jump up for sure to 3 because they did lose to Prep at 4. DeMatha, the most impressive team of the week, beat St. John's in overtime to shock the DMV.
Yeah, DeMatha is one of the teams that everyone's talking about, and we'll see if they can sustain it through the end of the season and put together a great year in the WCAC and contend for that title.
It's like the old days, having DeMatha back in there. The WCAC is loaded this year. Paul VI almost beat St. John's the other day. They lost by 1. They're good. Good Counsel is very good.
I don't know if the WCAC is loaded or if there's just a lot of parity in it.
Both, I think. I mean, they're not – the top team is not as good as Gonzaga was last year or St. John's was 2 years ago, but there's 6 excellent teams in the WCAC. Gonzaga back in the zone, so they must think it's working.
And now they're definitely having man-to-man qualities here, so they're back in man-to-man.
This looks like man again.
They started in a zone look.
Yeah, they weren't guarding behind.
It looked like they were just kind of showing zone, and now they're playing man-to-man.
That's tricky. They're probably trying to trick the Landon players.
It's more of that chess game we talked about.
Good defense there, double team on the rollback. Good play there by Albero. He's really a heck of a player.
And also number 43, Davella, made a nice play there for Gonzaga.
Here is Davella himself. Needs to get that first ground ball, though, but he gets the second one big. Oh, I thought he was going to get popped. Good look on the 10-man by Davella. Backed up by Black. That's going to stay Gonzaga. That was Costa on the low-to-low rip. I think it didn't get to the goal.
Yeah, he didn't. It hit someone's stick. Didn't make it to the goalie.
Here is Leland with DeSanto on him. Haven't mentioned Carter DeSanto, a nice-looking junior. This whole defense started last year. This is the same defense for Landon last year on their championship number 5 ranked team in the country. So that shows you how good this defense is.
Yeah, without a doubt.
DeSanto.
Landon, frankly, has good players at every position.
Oh, that's a heck of a shot. Easy one for Jake Mendenhall, the Navy commit. Big boy down the alley. Only has 8 goals on the year. That's his 9th.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good downhill dodge. I like that. You know, I'd like to see more of that out of Gonzaga. They do a lot with the pick game, which is good, and a lot of teams do. But I love that downhill dodge. Full head of steam forward, get a nice shot, and great goal there by Mendenhall.
Man, that's
unassisted.
You don't see that much anymore. Everyone seems to have gone away from the alley dodge. It's just so hard to score those now. But that's an old school. And Goose has won 3 in a row. He's heating up. They rotate him until probably, I would imagine, one gets hot. That is Smith and Goose. And then they just go with that guy. And
well, one's hot now, so
yeah,
I think we're going to see a lot of Goose going forward.
Oh, good pick on the subbing game. They got numbers if they can do something about it. They do. They got a 6-on-5 right now. Good sub game there by Landon. Don't see much of that at the high school level, picking on the sub game to get a number 6-on-5 situation.
No, but I do like it. It's a way to generate a shot and generate some offense in the early offense time period.
I was watching Princeton. Man, they do that nonstop. Yeah. They are really good at it.
It's a good way to get an edge. It does eat up some of your shot clock is the only downside.
Man-to-man here, you can see the mumbo-jumbo. A single invert, they're not guarding behind, so it's a very soft man-to-man. They'll pick him up here on the GLE, goal line extended.
Yeah, Gonzaga employed this type of defense against St. John's last year in the championship game where they didn't guard the ball behind. I think they felt like it was hard to chase smaller, quicker guys behind, and they were putting themselves at a disadvantage. So they're going back to that look now.
And that's the right thing to do for Landon. You got your best attackman in Murray versus a shorty. He should be able to come up and bury that shot.
Well, he should actually sustain his dodge a little bit more instead of just shooting it, like that on the fly. I'd like for him to attack and re-attack and really get to the 5-and-5 and try and take advantage of his man a little bit with a little more patience.
Yeah, they're back in zone. So on the out of bounds, they went back to zone. Man, they're making it really tricky.
It's great. It's really good coaching by Jeff King, the head coach at Gonzaga, and the defensive coordinator. When you switch in and out of zone, it can fluster the offense. There's no question.
No question. I mean, I know as a coach, you sit there and you have to tell your players, and then it takes about 5 seconds for your players to figure it out, if not way longer. And then they switch back to the zone. So you're like, they're in zone, they're in man, they're in zone, they're in man. They switched in between their defenses 3 times in that last possession.
Yeah, that was impressive.
3-2
impressive defensively.
3-2 Landon, 3:30 to go here in the second quarter. Oh, that's a cross check to the face. Not called. He goes big boy style. Big save by Rizzo. Nice dodge there by Chase Noyes.
Things are opening up for Gonzaga on offense, it seems.
He went right to the cage.
They're getting more shots now.
Man, he just like took a cross check to the face from Southworth. Didn't get a call. Went to the goal. Do you think he thought the flag was down?
No.
He went on 3 guys. 10-man, that's going to be picked off. Oh, you got to catch that, though.
Not a great
They
clear
get it,
that
though.
time.
Gonzaga picks up easily. 10-man working right there for Gonzaga. Landon was not ready. Gonzaga's kind of game control this quarter. And here is TJ Albero, the senior all-Met hockey player. Not sure they want him going to the rack. He wisely comes off the field. Landon not subbing properly. Don't have anyone to come for Southworth.
I don't think they want to. They want to keep him
Southworth
out there. Southworth wanted to come out.
Kind of seemed like it, but I've never seen Caden tired in my life. So great player. He's been playing for Madlax forever. Never came off the field since wide open. I mean, wide open is 5.
Oh, and there should be an extra flag there on Smink after the fact. A little contact. No call there by the ref.
Number 3, Caleb Oliver, the Dickinson commit, on an excellent feed inside to a wide open Chase Noyes. And Gonzaga has tied it up here 3-3 with 2:14 to go. We got a ball game here at Wilson Lane.
No doubt. This is really shaping up. Gonzaga's gotten a lot more life offensively in this second quarter. They did not look like they were getting great chances in the first quarter, but second quarter is a different story.
I don't like what's going on down here in the box. You probably can't see it, but there's about 40 kids in the Landon box. That would drive me insane if I was a coach. What? I'm not exaggerating. There's an insane amount of students in the substitution box. I'm actually surprised the ref hasn't booted them out of there. And they're all chit-chatting with the with the players.
Back to the field. Focus on the field here. Let's go.
It's a distraction, and that might be why Gonzaga's taken over the game. 1:43 to go, 3-3 here.
I know you're distracted by it.
Incredibly. Gonzaga coaches are doing a phenomenal. And by the way, I missed the face-off, so can you call that last face-off? Who won that? I know Gonzaga won it, but was it
I missed it, to be totally honest.
Sorry,
Gonzaga won it, but we were all excited talking about the guys in the press box.
All right, here we go. Chase Noyes on the wing. Got a shorty. Throws back. Not have to wait. They can attack.
They got it open. Tommy Leland for a step down if he would have thrown it to him. He was wide open for a 10-yard step down.
Yeah, that was Costa taking that quick shot. But the goalie was reset, though. He didn't need to. 1 minute to go here in the second quarter. Here is Pedraza. Nico, and they clear it because Murray comes up. Was not a 10-man, though, but it was still a little bit of a pressure ride. Both teams have a timeout, expected timeout here, under a minute. Yep, Landon calls timeout.
Cue.
Fantastic action here in the second quarter. It was only 2-0 after the first. It's now 3-3. We really appreciate you joining us here in DMVLAX Game of the Week. I said it in the pregame, and I'll say it again. Landon won last year in this game in overtime, and they were losing 7-1 down at I Street under the lights, and came back and won in overtime. Chase Robertson, a freshman at Utah, had 5 goals. Kevin Miller, a freshman at Georgetown, who you know well, had the game-winning goal in overtime. But that was the first time they'd won since 2017. Gonzaga has dominated this rivalry.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to believe, but, as I mentioned earlier, since Coach Bordley, Landon maybe hasn't been on that same level that they used to be, but they're back there now. And, last year was kind of the end result of that rebuild. Those players were seniors, and they were Kevin Miller and some of the guys you mentioned. They were excellent players, and now they've moved on to college. And, this team at Landon has continued that legacy. They're an excellent team in their own right and need to finish off the season strong to try and solidify that legacy.
Yeah, the winner of this game will definitely be in the running for the #1 team in the area. Last year, Landon won it, and they finished up 1 in the area because they win their conference. If Gonzaga wins this game and goes on to win their conference, they're going to be #1 in the area. The only issue, though, is Bullis beat Gonzaga, right?
Yeah,
No, they haven't played yet.
Bullis and Georgetown Prep have a lot to say about all that, I think.
Well, Bullis is the #1 team in the area for a reason. They're loaded. They're
and they all have to play each other still, and so there's a lot of lacrosse to be played.
All right. Timeout. Off the timeout. 53 seconds ago. 3-3. See what Landon has drawn up. Come out in a 1-4-1. Gonzaga comes out in zone. So they ran that. Their zone offense was clicking for a little while there. Let's see if they go back to that set. They roll a guy up the crease here. No, they didn't do it. That's Cassidy with the ball. Aiden Cassidy over to Murray. Murray at X. Up to Nevarowski. Pops off Southworth. This is their little play where they do inside ball. Good D there. But he didn't get taken down.
No, it was good defense, but not good enough. They didn't actually stop him. They thwarted him for a little bit and held him up at the goal line, extended with a double team, but nobody knocked him down. Nobody dislodged the ball, and they, let him run through between the two of them. So nice goal there.
25 seconds to go. Sean Murray just went one-on-one versus a zone. Something you do not draw up.
You don't coach that, but well done by Murray.
3 defenders are going to get chewed out at halftime for not being physical enough there, I have a feeling. 25 seconds to see who can get the ball here.
It's a big goal at the end of the quarter.
Gonzaga gets it. They have a timeout. So this is a big face-off for and McCarthy has it. Oh, shovel by Talon Smith. He gets the ball out on a nice shovel. Gets the ball back, but he drops it. Kicked out. 15 seconds. Can Gonzaga clear and get a timeout? Albro, pass deflected. Over to Talon Smith did.
He was right there. It was a good look for Landon. Another good ride by Landon.
1 second here, but it's Gonzaga ball, so that's going to be the half. That's interesting. McCarthy won that clamp cleanly, but Talon did the counter shovel and won the actual ground ball that mattered to prevent Gonzaga from using their second timeout. So they go in with a timeout in their pocket, which is trash now. Let's thank our sponsors here for a second. Grateful to have sponsors for the game of the week. The Electrical Alliance signed up to be the title sponsor for the 2025 season. It is the all-encompassing support system that helps electricians in the DMV secure the highest quality training, employment, wages, and benefits. For career opportunities and contractor partnership, visit theelectricalalliance.org. Quantum Financial Advisors and the Athlete Amplifier. The Athlete Amplifier is QFA's NIL, Name, Image, Likeness initiative that empowers student athletes through personalized branding and sponsorship deals with local community businesses. They have locked in 12 NIL individual deals for collegiate players and 1 full Division I lacrosse team deal. A special thanks to our loyal DMV supporter, co-founder Joe Rinaldi. Check them out at QFAINC. That's QFAinc.com. The Father McKenna Center. An anonymous donor has sponsored tonight's game on behalf of the Father McKenna Center in Washington, D.C., located right on the campus of Gonzaga. The Gonzaga community has a strong commitment to the McKenna Center, which serves men struggling with homelessness and families facing food insecurity. They depend on the community support, so if you can, please help by volunteering your time or donating at fathermckennacenter.org. Are you a high school lacrosse player? The nation's premier collegiate lacrosse recruiting consulting service. This personalized one-on-one mentoring approach helps men's lacrosse student athletes find their ideal school, college that is, based on their ability, athleticism, academics, and goals. Visit RienzoRecruiting.com to learn more. All right, let's go to the stats here, Matt. And congratulations on starting the new business, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really exciting. Looking forward to helping families and student athletes figure out how to navigate the crazy recruiting process. So it's been very well received, and looking forward to working with a lot more families here coming up.
Yeah, well, I can tell you that from personal experience, you took care of those 23s and placed them exceptionally well, our Madlax DC Dogs, that is. And you also coached in college, so you have been on both sides of the picture and probably can make it a lot more simple and easy for families. So second quarter, Gonzaga won 3-2 to make this game interesting. If not for that last goal by Sean Murray, I would say Gonzaga has the momentum, but that kind of killed their momentum.
Yeah, suddenly. They definitely did. There's no question about it. But Murray kind of saved that and quelled that a little bit. And I think, Landon with a mere 1-goal lead. It doesn't mean much, but they definitely are in control at this point. It depends how the third quarter starts out, but I look for Landon to try and reestablish themselves in the third quarter.
So Murray has 2 goals, and Jonas Hawkins has 2 goals for Landon. That's their scoring. Gonzaga has goals from Henry Keeler, Jake Mendenhall on that beautiful alley dodge, and Chase Noyes has 1, and that's it. Those are their 3 goals. So 4-3, about a little lower scoring than we thought it was going to be, especially with the 10-man chaos that usually results in a higher scoring game. But both defenses are doing a nice job, and both goalies. How many saves does each goalie have?
Yeah, I mean, right now Kevin Kane has six saves, and Rizzo for Landon has 9. So both goalies are playing pretty well. At the face-off X, Gonzaga's 1-3 while Landon's 1-5. So Landon holding an edge there that they frankly created in that second quarter by winning 4 out of 5 face-offs in that quarter. So it's going to be an interesting second half here, and I expect a lot of action.
Excellent. We're going to take a quick break. Enjoy the videos. We'll be right back.
Feel it. Feel it. Rage. Power. Rage. Money. Power. Feel it. Feel it. Rage. Power. Rage. Money. Power.
Playing Landon on
Thursday.
What
What are we trying to do? Isn't that the game we were trying to do?
Yeah, Frank's wrong.
Nope.
Frank, I get texts.
When you say stuff wrong.
Well, I was right. I go, Bulls is playing, hasn't played Gonzaga. I'm missing something. Frank's like, they play this Thursday. I'm like, really don't.
They play this Thursday.
Bullis plays Landon on Thursday. All right.
2 minutes.
In a sec here, let me get my headset back on. Okay, we can go now. Good. Welcome back, DMVLAX fans, to Bordley Field at the Landon School here in Bethesda, Maryland, for the DMVLAX Game of the Week. It is 4-3 Landon, about to start the second half as Landon and Gonzaga coaches wrap up their adjustments and talks. Thanks for joining us. I'm Cabo Maddox here with Matt Rienzo. Hey, Matt, what do you think coaches are going to do? It's been a heck of a coaching game, a battle, back and forth, chess match. What adjustments would you do for each team?
Score in transition. If you're Landon, so you don't have to play against the zone, for one.
Great call.
I think Gonzaga they just need to really settle it on offense and try and work the clock down and get good quality shots, and they have to hammer those shots home. I think both teams keep going with the press ride. Why wouldn't they? And the game's going to be won and lost in the middle of the field with turnovers, with a transition goal that happens off a ride. Those kinds of hustle plays. Really, as far as the chess match is concerned, that's going to play out with the coaches calling out different offenses, calling out different defenses. But the game's going to be won on the field with the players grinding it out for ground balls and creating opportunities. When it gets hectic, when it gets helter-skelter, as we know it will, the second half of these rivalry games always get crazy. The scoring opens up, so whoever can take advantage of those opportunities the most is going to win.
Well said. I agree. I do think that someone is going to have to step up and make some plays. Big-time plays here in a close game at the very end. Is it going to be Chase Noyes? Is it going to be Costa? Is it going to be Murray? Is it going to be Cassidy? Who's it going to be? Southworth. A lot of stars on the field today, and usually in close games you remember somebody. And here we go. Third quarter underway. McCarthy versus Goose. Goose, clean pinch and pop. Gets a pure fast break. He's going to take it himself. Save Kane.
Early save for Gonzaga. That was a big save. Nice play by Landon. Nice shot by Goose, but well done by Kane.
Hayden Goose is just dominating today.
Yeah, he won that clean, pulled it out to himself. Really nice face-off play.
You'd think Landon would go with him every time, although Talon did win his last one. Here is Devin Stewart, the UPenn commit, over to Neveroski, the Navy commit. Looks like Gonzaga's in a man-to-man. Jack DeMaio on Neveroski. Neveroski's a hard guard. He's got a lot of points this year as a midfield, first-time midfielder. And here's Devin Stewart. That's a new part of his game. He did not have that last spring. A left-hand sidearm, low-to-low.
Yeah, unassisted. He just created this himself, went right, rolled back to his left, and unleashed that lefty low-to-low shot. That sidearm to low one is sometimes hard to pick up. You'd think that the goalie would drop down and Kevin would be able to make that save, but it had enough velocity on it to get by him.
He's got 23 points on the season. That's his 24th goal. Gives Landon a 5-3 lead. Nice counter by Bobby McCarthy. Goose, and McCarthy gets his first win against Hayden Goose. He's got to love that. He's getting cross-checked heavily here by Riley Luger, the tough midi. McCarthy, what a great play by Bobby McCarthy, and the crowd is cheering big for him now as they settle into their offense. Costa going hard lefty. They still have a defenseman on the field in number 10. It's Michael Matten. Set a pick for the ball there, and now they're going to bring out their first line of Oliver, Sakato, and Mendenhall.
Numbers 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, and here is Mendenhall, the biggest of the three in stature, is going hard on Luger. Who was that to? That was an absolute force pass.
And it was almost a no-look pass.
Yeah, he threw it sidearm from his hip.
He would have been better off looking. throwing it overhand.
Great ground ball by Leland to bail out Mendenhall. Mendenhall's got a short stick. I'd almost rather him force a bad shot than throw that pass. 17-yarder from Leland, easily picked up by Rizzo.
Yeah, that's an easy save for Rizzo.
Shot here by Cassidy. No, that's a pass bomb to Hawkins. What a great look by Logan Cassidy to break the 10-man.
Yeah, Landon well coached. They're looking for those corners. When they can get their hands free enough to throw a 70-yard pass, they're just launching it down. It's working so far.
That's the look. It's a weird look, but that's how you break a 10-man usually. Sometimes the defense will get over on the ball side there and make it hard, but that was such a fast pass by Cassidy. Here is Neveroski. Gets to his left. He's got two hands, this young man. That's why it's so hard to guard. He's got Albro on him, does a nice job.
Good speed, too. Good quickness.
Yeah, here is Devin Stewart. Just had the last goal. He's drawing the ball in. Matten. Nice back check there by Michael Matten. Here is Southworth with Matten picked up on him. Southworth takes his left. Play call here.
Gonzaga's staying with the man-to-man.
No. Aren't they in zone?
No, they're just not guarding behind at this moment.
That's strange man-to-man. One-on-one here is Hawkins versus a short. Yeah, it's like the hybrid. We're going to call it a hybrid defense. Great save there by Kane. Off the shot by Devin Stewart. Devin Stewart went to his offhand again. Tough play there, but incredible play by Jack DeMaio to get out of traffic there. He gets held there. If he gets out of this, I was going to say, man, he had to go through 5 guys there. That's just too much to ask of one player.
Nice ride in the middle of the field by Logan Cassidy. Creating that turnover.
That was Logan came up?
Yep.
So that was in the 10-man. Man, you can't ask a midi to run through 5 guys. So Landon settles back in on their offense. 8:19 to go, up 5-3. First middies out here for Landon, trying to go up for by 3 goals here. This would be a big lead in this type of game.
Without a doubt. You know, goals are hard to come by, so a 3-goal lead would be difficult. It's interesting, Coach McGettigan at Landon giving Gonzaga a taste of their own medicine with the 10-man ride, and it's really working out for them.
Oh, picked off. Nice deflection there by Cicatello.
They went back to the zone there. I don't know if anyone caught that, but they went back to the zone and disrupted the offense.
Look at Southworth track down Albro, but Albro gets it back. Tough play by Albro because Southworth, he'll track down anybody. Good defense pressure here by Cassidy. And that's DeMaio again. I'm impressed with. No, that was Costa. Sorry, that was Jam Costa. Gets out of traffic. Costa has good speed. Here's Noyce. Noyce gets his left hand, shooting weakly to the goalie's stick. Only had 4 guys on the field. They were still subbing 2.
That's just not a great shot when you can't get enough on it.
They are lucky to get it back, Coach.
Yeah. And again, the ride.
Oh, gosh, that's a force. I guess they're just trying to get these quick goals, like you said, like try to get a ride goal quickly. I understand why they're pushing that, but not having a backup is frustrating. I see what they're trying to do there, Gonzaga. They broke their clear. They thought they would get an easy one. Here's Cicatello matching up in the 10-man, but Riley Luger showing good speed. The Delaware commit back to 22. Aiden Cassidy, the lefty. Here's Hawkins. Earned his starting job this year. He and Cassidy did it. Attack. Papalia down to Cassidy.
Back in the zone now, Gonzaga.
Wide open Cassidy, but good collapse there by Davella. And then Matten. 2 long poles. Here's Murray at X, and they're not going to guard you at X, except for 14. Proves me wrong there and comes out. Lukowski on the ball over to Cohen. This second line midfield for Landon. Hawkins, 2 goals on the day. Is Jonas inside. Backhand goal underneath for Aiden. A little bit of a force there. Not sure.
15 seconds on the shot clock for Landon.
Good call there. Here's Murray being guarded by Lukowski. They'll pick you up on the goal line and play you pretty heavily. Outside shot. Easy save for Kane. There, now they're going to ask this guy to run it out again. That's a tough ask. Landon in the 10-man. A nice look there by Cicatello all the way to Costa. See if Costa smartly settles it here, or are they going to go right to goal? Costa loves to go.
I like the early offense look if it's there, and it's not, so they settle it down.
Eric Carey and Michael Matten coming off did a great job on defense there, those two. Here comes the first line, middies. 1, 2, and 3. Here is Oliver, the Dickinson commit. Oh, splits up that defender, James Schmidt. First action for Schmidt. Sakato down to Costa. Nice pick on the ball. Weird shot.
That's from 15 yards running away from the goal. That's a bad shot. He's lucky that wasn't saved and missed the goal. Costa looks banged up a little bit. I don't know what happened to him there.
I saw Logan hit replay on that last dodge if you can. I think it was a late hit after the dodge here. Oh, you missed it. Yeah, we missed it, sorry. I thought it was a 10-second clip. That must be like a 5-second clip. What happened was Costa dodged, and then after the dodge, Logan Cassidy
he shot and fell.
Rolled up on him.
Yeah, they kind of got tangled up.
Yeah.
Certainly wasn't a hit or anything, but I think he just kind of fell and got a little rattled.
He landed on top of him, but he popped up right away, and then he went back down. So 5-3. Hope Costa's okay. We'll keep an eye on him for you. Can we show that? And then he's up and clapping him. So
hopefully he's okay.
He's okay. Coming off with his helmet off. Gonzaga has the ball on the left side. Caleb Oliver will start with it, right? Does he have it? Yep. Caleb Oliver on the left wing over here.
Landon's in his zone now. So a little taste of their own medicine.
Both teams zoning. Both teams 10-manning. Man, there's a lot.
McGettigan says, Coach King, if you're going to play, no, they just showed it. They're still in it. They're playing games, moving in and out of something there.
Man, that was a pretty good shot there. Oh, great pickup there. That's a foul there. They should have played it on because 3 picked it up.
It was a good save by Rizzo.
Talk another save up for Rizzo. He's in double digits. He is having a great game. Much like Zach Abramson last year.
Back to man-to-man.
A senior starter coming in and just performing at a high level in goal for Landon. Carter DeSanto out there. Eli Smink on the ball right here on Chase Noyes. Skip pass over to Sakato. Sakato picked up by Luger, and picked up by Robert Swift. Nick Sakato showing some toughness there to keep Gonzaga in this game because it was getting sketchy.
A little alley dodge there again, kind of a carbon copy of the dodge we saw earlier from Mendenhall.
I guess we'll give Chase Noyes the assist on that. He skipped it over to him, and then he dodged. I'm very generous with my assists.
You're very liberal with your assist giving.
Of course. I mean, we should do hockey assists in lacrosse.
We should. I agree with that 100%.
Well, Chase is the one who skipped it to him, and he dodged down the alley and buried it. So, McCarthy jumped there, gives Landon the ball easily. You don't want to give Goose easy ones. Hayden Goose gets another win. 5-4 with 4 minutes to go. Kind of kills momentum there. McCarthy probably takes 100% of the faceoffs, and he is a tough nugget. Headed to Williams. Scholar athlete.
Strong player.
Very good faceoff guy. One of the best in the area. First team all DMV preseason. And here comes the first line midfield again for Landon. I'm going to say they're in a zone.
They are. Yeah, they're back in a zone now.
Until they go behind, I can't really figure out if they're a man-to-man or zone. But it looks like they're playing in zone exclusively. And it's kept them in this game. They're only down 1. They need another goal to tie it.
Kevin Kane's a great stopper in net, and he's big, takes up a lot of the net, makes a lot of saves, so this is a good strategy for Gonzaga. I'd expect them to employ this more this season after this game.
I thought Matten was going to take the ball away there. No, that's Lukowski, my fault. Lukowski is like, as you said, 6'6". He can poke check you from 7 yards away. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Devin Stewart, high and hard. Ooh, that's going to be a foot race. Man, they gave it to White. That was probably the right call, though.
It was close.
Yeah, 15 seconds in the shot clock, 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Here is Murray at X with 14, Lukowski on him. Murray wanted to get by him, couldn't. Nice job there by Sam Lukowski. Here's Devin Stewart. Passes over to Murray. Murray goes one-on-one. Outside. And that's a shot clock violation. Picks it up. Nice defense again by Gonzaga. That's about the third or fourth shot clock violation of the day. You don't see that very often anymore.
Yeah, that's what zone will do to you.
10-man ride for Landon. Costa's open on a cross-field look. And they look like they can get out if they can pass it. Oh, great athletic play by number 6, Timmy McGrail. Timmy McGrail. Now Costa should slow this down.
Nice job handling the pressure there by McGrail.
Nice job, McGrail. Second midfield line coming out here for Gonzaga. Oh, Noyes just got stripped by Eli. Eli just throwing hammer checks. Picks up his own ground ball. What a play by Eli Smink. The double. Southworth is dangerous in transition. This is Caden Southworth, the Princeton commit. Flies up and down the field. His jog is as fast as most sprints. Here is Hawkins. Gonzaga defense sleeping a little bit there in transition. Here's Luger. He's going to take an outside blast. That's a great save by Kane. That was actually a really good shot.
It was a good shot and a really good save.
Don't call him a D-midi. Riley Luger proving he can play offense. His brother's a defensive midi for Navy. I'm not sure he ever got the nod on the offensive end of the field like Riley's getting his senior year here. Picked off on a deflection. No save there. Deflected by somebody. I think Lukowski.
They had good ball movement. If they could have swung it to the backside, they would have had a shot, but they couldn't get it there. Another good defensive play.
Oh, throwaway by 24, Sam Nestor. That's too bad because, or no, that was.
That's going to be costly.
Dom DeVella. There's only a minute to go, and I was just about to say.
I would expect
they need to
Landon to score here, and that be a real momentum play. That's a bad turnover at the end of the quarter.
And I was just about to say, if they get a goal here, they get a hold for one, and now they've blown it. Now Landon will hold for one. 5-4. Landon hoping to make it a 2-goal lead. Gonzaga hoping to keep it at 1. Double cuts inside. Nobody looks. Murray forces it inside, and a goal.
Here we go. I mean, a costly turnover with a minute to go in the third quarter. Those types of turnovers always come back to haunt you.
You called it. I mean, that is a great goal by Riley Luger. Having a great offensive day. He is a good off-ball cutter, and that gives him a 6-4 lead.
I really liked the variety of offense that Landon was running there. They ran the wheel type of carry look on the right side. Then when they moved the ball, transferred it to the other side, they featured cutters. So you had a little bit of two different types of approach to beating the zone. You had the carry and overload and cutters in the same play, which is a well-designed play by the Landon offense.
Well, wait a second. That was Mitch Holden, the junior faceoff guy. McCarthy sat that one out, and he false started. So Landon might get another goal, and that would be a nightmare for Gonzaga. 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Gonzaga is going to take 10 seconds to sub here. Landon's got their first middies on it. This would be backbreaking, Matt.
Yeah, this would be a tough pill to swallow. See if Gonzaga can hold them off here. 20 seconds to go.
15. 10. 5. Outside of the goal, that's not going to be a goal. So Gonzaga can breathe a sigh of relief and get out of the quarter down 2. Should be only 1, but a turnover on the clear results in a goal, big goal for Landon, and it is now 6-4 at the end of the third quarter. We'll thank our sponsors here as we enter into the fourth. Our title sponsor is the Electrical Alliance, wired for growth. It is the all-encompassing support system that helps electricians in the DMV secure the highest quality training, employment, wages, and benefits. For career opportunities and contractor partnership, visit theelectricalalliance.org. And Per Electric, our top 20 team ranking sponsor, every Monday at 6 p.m. Check out those top 20 rankings. Per Electric was founded in 1992, and they are one of the DMV's top electrical contractors and a proud partner in the local building and construction industry. Check them out at perelectric.com for more information. QFA, Quantum Financial Advisors. Offense maximizes client returns while their 5-star defense generates additional current income while mitigating market risk. The Athlete Amplifier is QFA's NIL initiative that empowers student athletes through personalized branding and sponsorship deals with local community businesses. They've locked in 12 NIL individual deals and 1 full Division I men's lacrosse team deal. Check out and learn more at QFAinc.com. All right, fourth quarter. What the fans pay the big money for here. Coming down to the final 12 minutes here at Bordley Stadium. Thanks for joining us in the DMVLAX Game of the Week. I'm Cabell Maddox here with Matt Rienzo. Absolutely beautiful day here. It feels like this is some sort of championship. And I think down deep, these boys on each team know the winner team has a very legit chance of being number 1 in the area at the end of the year, a goal of both those teams. Hayden Goose takes a face-off, and it's a little bit of hockey right now. Picked up by Gonzaga and Lakowski. Is that Lakowski over there? Yes, it is. That was a nice ground ball by Lakowski. So that's a face-off win for Gonzaga there. 10-man ride, and the goal is open.
Faceoffs have been a big story. Landon getting the stranglehold the last couple quarters, but nice win there by Gonzaga.
Turnover on the ride. Great ride by Landon. Someone should have yelled shot. There needs to be like a shot call. They should have an Eagle call. I'm sure Eagle means something in there at the Gonzaga Eagle program. A lot of teams use that for like, hey, we got a shorty on the attackman. That's an Eagle call, but they should have shot that. Rizzo was up at the 30 football yard line.
Yeah, we've kind of traded places here with Landon really impacting the game with their ride, more so even than Gonzaga. I mean, Landon's done a great job today on the ride.
We knew both teams were going to 10-man. We did not know both teams were going to zone. And coach at Gonzaga has never seen them play zone. Not in their character,
well,
but
it's coached them played too long ago, Cabell. That wouldn't have counted anyway.
But a turnover there, very rare and uncharacteristic. Landon dropped pass. Henry Keeler picks it up. Henry Keeler has a goal on the day. He's going to try to run out 3. That's not going to be easy. Nice clear to Cicatello. Cicatello's got to think offense there. He had a little bit of space. I don't think he realized it. Here is James Schmidt on the ball against what appears to be the first midfield line. No, they're coming out of their side line. That's Timmy McGrail and Jack Ambrose and Henry Keeler. Second midfield line's done a nice job for Gonzaga today. Oh, off the pipe. Good shot there.
That was a save. That was a save.
Save. Yeah, pipes count as saves.
No, they don't.
Well, in hockey they do, right? So we'll count it in lacrosse. We changed the rules here however we deem fit. Good shot there by Ambrose, by the way. That was Ambrose down the alley on that shot that we're going to give Rizzo probably. Well, how many saves does Rizzo have? Man, he's got a lot.
14. He's having a great
backside
day.
Look to Leland. Step down. Leland scores off a great feed from Jake Mendenhall on the invert. A lob feed. And that is big for Gonzaga to start the fourth quarter. Brings it to 1.
That's a nice step down by Tommy Leland. Very talented sophomore attackman for Gonzaga. His older brother played for me in club. Jack Leland is now at Georgetown. Really talented young player. Coach King talks about him as the reason why they moved him to attack was they just needed him on the field at all times and producing there for the Eagles. It's a big goal, bringing it to 1 with 9 minutes to go.
Hayden Goose just absolutely dominating the dot. He's only lost 1 today. Another Landon face. What's the face-off count total tally on the day, Matt?
Face-offs, we've got Gonzaga winning 5 and Landon winning 9.
Starting to separate. That's a lot more separation than I thought I was going to be.
And that's all occurred in the second half.
Second line middies here for Landon. Papalia, Luger, Cohen down to Cassidy. Cassidy to Murray. Working the left side, throwback to Papalia, another lefty. Murray, Papalia.
Gonzaga.
Murray's open here. Great shot.
Good call, Cabell. You called it.
That was a good throwback by Papalia.
There's an example of a overload. You know, they overloaded that side, a little carry throwback. Just a simple movement like that allows you to step down. That's a big goal for Landon.
Simple overhand shot to the low opposite corner. Stick side, but still it's hard to get down there when you're a big boy. Stick side low is a difficult save when you're 6 foot plus. 2-goal spread there for Landon. You thought Gonzaga would get it back, but McCarthy is at the dot. He's going to have to heat up here for Gonzaga to get back in this game. Oh, that was early white. There's a false start.
They did call it.
Yeah. And McCarthy gets a win there. And then Rule is the next one. He can't take it. So they have to bring out Talon Smith next time.
That might prove helpful for Gonzaga.
Talon won his last one, but they've been facing off Hayden today more just because he is on fire. But Landon has a double-headed monster at face-off, so it's not much difference at all.
Mendenhall taking him behind for an invert.
They worked last time. They got a skip pass out of it to Leland. See if it works again. Landon going to a soft zone against it up top. Here is Leland versus DeSanto. Leland inside. Not caught, but it's saved. Great save there by
Shoestring save.
Jake Mendenhall.
By an inch or so.
Mendenhall, great save. That's just a great save. Also played by Jake. Slash on the approach by Cassidy. Here is Sakato. He has one. He's got a short stick. Is he going to rip it again? Great backside look. Step down. Goal.
It's the same exact play they scored with Leland last time. It's the invert right-handed skip pass to that top right side. And again, even a similar shot, sidearm shot to a time before.
Who stuck that? What number? I missed it. Was that Costa?
I'm not sure.
It was a lefty. I want to say it was Costa over there, but I apologize at home. Face-off win to Landon. Talon Smith comes right in and wins it clean. Oh, and then splits a double with the swim move. Beautiful play by Talon Smith, showing great athleticism. Out comes the first line for Landon. 7-6 Gonzaga. 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. We've got a great one here. Down left, wide open, is Jonas Hawkins.
Gonzaga. Yeah, this is heating up, Cabell. 7 minutes to go, 1-goal game.
Yeah, you don't want to let Landon get two if you're Gonzaga. I think 2 goals might win it here. A lead of 2 could win it. Plenty of time to go here, so Gonzaga's got to lock it. This is a big possession. Got to be a save there. That was a over the crossbar miss. Thanks for joining us here at the DMVLAX Game of the Week, wherever you're watching from around the country or outside of the country. I know we have some fans in Paris today. We appreciate everybody tuning in for the Game of the Week. See if we can make it a memorable one here. In zone, wide open. Neveroski comes around the zone, does not get picked up there by the low corner.
That was a blown coverage by Gonzaga. That's unfortunate for them to see because they've been playing such great defense all day, and that was really just a communication issue. They didn't mark up the ball.
Unassisted invert goal for Makana Neveroski. We're learning that the last goal was Cullen Larrabee. Number 27 was in, Matt Rienzo.
All right, Cullen Larrabee. Nice work. Subs in as a fourth attackman, gets a big goal. Nice work.
The sophomore, nice job. Excellent goal and another face-off win for Landon. They are separating with the face-offs in this game.
I know that's one of the things Coach King wants to do is he wants to play some of these younger guys in these big games and see how they perform in big moments. So it's a big feather in the cap for Larrabee there.
I guess he is a natural lefty, we're going to assume, because that was a deep lefty shot he buried. If it's his offhand, then even more impressive. All right, well, now Gonzaga can't really sit back in the zone, although they can. We talked about this at the prep good counsel game, Matt. You can stay in zone with the new shot clock era. You don't have to come out and
they
guard.
could stay in it 3 more times and get 3 full possessions after playing a full possession of defense.
It does look like they're playing man, though, so they might be stressing a little bit. Nope, not guarding the ball behind. Or they could be in that hybrid.
Yeah, they're in man-to-man. They're just not guarding it behind.
Inside dive. He landed in the crease. There's no way they're going to count that. Pretty athletic move, but he was in the crease. No goal. Wide open down deep. Nice quick clear for Gonzaga. Now they got to get a goal here. 5:15 to go. Down 2. Ooh, deflected by DeSanto.
For those of you at home wondering about that crease,
Timeout.
There's not the inside ice cream cone looking inner circle of the crease here, so we're just dealing with the kind of the older rules of the larger crease area.
Oh, they don't even have it drawn in?
They don't have the little crease in there.
I can't see it out there anyways, but that is.
Or is it there and we just can't see it, Cavill?
Yeah. I can't see it from here at all. But that was a heck of an athletic move. He elevated, skied, dunked it, landed in the crease for sure, which is allowed. You just can't land in the small crease. And so they must have judged that he landed in the small crease. But regardless, Gonzaga quickly cleared the ball and now has possession down 2. This is, I would call this one of the most important, if not the most important possession of the game so far.
So do they go back with what they worked with the last couple times, the invert, looking for that? I mean, do they just go back to that? I would.
Single invert, and then if they go zone defense, then just have your zone play ready. But that was versus man-to-man defense the last 2 times that they scored on those skips.
It would not be bad coaching by Landon to come out in his zone here based on how this game has gone. I wouldn't be surprised.
Totally. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, I mean, this is just how we usually draw these games up, isn't it? I mean, a little ugly, a lot of turnovers in the middle of the field.
Yeah, but some great
hard
performances.
riding, really hard play, and a nail-biter at the end here.
Incredible performances. Rizzo's got 1,000,000 saves.
Kane's playing well as well.
Kane's got a ton. What's the count on that? Who's leading that?
So Kane has 10 saves at the moment, and Landon Rizzo has 14.
They're going right to the invert, man-to-man defense. And Landon's not only coming out man-to-man, they're going in shutoff. What was Landon doing there? That should have been a goal.
Big save by Rizzo.
Incredible save by Rizzo. Landon came out in heavy shutoff pressure there.
I think they were trying to shut off the short sticks, and it ended up looking like an overall shutoff maybe. I don't know.
Dangerous. Clear here. JT Matura. He's tripled. Takeaway. Cicatello. Albero. Great ride there by Gonzaga. Right when they needed it. 4:30 to go here. Great takeaway by Cicatello and TJ Albero. The hockey lacrosse star and captain, that is. Other captains are Chase Noyes, Carter Caden, who's been injured, Kevin Kane, and Gaetano Cicatello. Too bad about Caden. The Colgate commit, unfortunately out for the year.
Yeah, Rafferty and Caden both absent for the whole year for Gonzaga, 2 of their key midfielders.
And Jake Goulerson, the starting defenseman, headed to Drexel. I mean, that's 3 big losses for Gonzaga, and they're tough. 4 minutes ago, 8-6. Gonzaga gets a switch on the ball. This is a good matchup for Henry Keeler if he can get it. He's going to go invert. See if he can get a feed. Step down. Nope. Good slide there by Eli Smink on Caleb Oliver. Back to Keeler. Oh, he gets a step on easily. His defenseman is gassed. Number 20, Nico Pedraza, was gassed. And Henry Keeler just came around and smoked it lefty. That is a big-time goal by Keeler.
I was going to say before he scored that goal that I really liked what I've seen from Keeler. He's got good poise, and he's doing some really good things out there. And then next thing you know, there he goes, scores the goal to come within 1. Phenomenal left-handed play. Just took what the defense gave him and ran hard and beat his guy to the goal line extended and jammed it home. So nice play by Keeler.
Incredible. Took advantage of a tired defenseman. He recognized it, sprinted, and used his athleticism and speed. White jumped on that. Yep, that's black ball. Big momentum change here. 3:42 to go.
This is awesome.
8-7 here. The crowd has just gone bonkers right now. Electric. A lot of fans here from other schools cheering on for Gonzaga, so it's not a Landon-heavy crowd. It's pretty even here. Student body is here for Landon for sure. There are signs everywhere, but Gonzaga's got a lot of fans here. Student body and some girls' schools.
Back to the invert. Back to the invert. I love it.
They're milking it. Great skip. Wide open. And he scores!
There it is.
That's Larrabee again. That's Larrabee again.
He's making his presence known. What a shot. What an invert.
And guess who fed him?
Keeler. No one else right now. It's the Keeler show.
Holy smokes.
That's
Larrabee
great.
from Keeler on a skip feed. Man, they are really doing well in the invert man-to-man offense.
And I just love how they're just sticking with the invert every time. You know, they're just picking on Landon. It's obviously something they're not handling all that great.
They figured it out.
Yeah, they figured it out, and they're just hammering it home. Invert, invert, invert. I love it.
All right, 3 minutes ago, even face-off. This is Goose against McCarthy. This is a big one. Pops out loose. This is going to be a battle. Cicatello, what a sick ground ball the Yale commit comes up with. He hasn't played a lot of wings this year. Coach
put him up for that one because they needed the ball, and wow, did that work out. Great job by the Gonzaga coaching staff.
Yeah, they need that monster. He played a lot of wing last year.
I'd put him up there on every one.
Totally.
He's just so talented up there.
What are we saving him for? He's one of the best defenders in the area. They're going to go to the invert. They have 2 timeouts in their pocket. Oh, a quick switch by Landon there. A little bit of a change.
To answer your question, they're saving Cicatello to guard the other team's best attackman. That's why they're not using him up there. But
he can do it all. He's a super stud. He can do it.
Oh,
come around, goal. That looked like it was in.
It almost went in.
But the ref was right on the pipe.
Goal.
It
didn't cross, but great effort by Mendenhall.
Another save by Rizzo. That's like his, I think, 15th. Gonzaga
16 saves for Rizzo.
Gonzaga into the 10-man, drops back into defense. Nice clear by Landon, and they get a timeout. With 2:06 to go, 8-8, we have a fantastic DMVLAX Game of the Week presented by the Electrical Alliance. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're enjoying this one at home or wherever you may be around the world. This has turned out to be the most exciting quarter by far. There was 2 goals in the first quarter. There are 6 goals in this quarter. It's unbelievable. Gonzaga has gone on a tear, has got up 4-2 in this quarter to tie it 8-8.
Well, we mentioned it at halftime that the scoring would open up, Cabell, and it sure has.
Well, Cullen Larrabee has come in and given this team some life. He must have a heck of an outside shot because he's hammering home some outsiders. And then Keeler might be the MVP of the game so far.
He's playing great right now. And certainly when it matters, second half, he's made some big plays.
I mean, he's having a breakout game. The uncommitted junior on our Madlax team. This could be a highlight tape for the college coaches. He's got 3 or 4 points, but he's done most of it here in the fourth. He had 1 in the second.
I love the fact that Gonzaga has put in a 4th attackman, and they're rotating some of their players to get more experience. And look what happens when you do that. 27, Cullen Larrabee scores 2 big goals
in the fourth.
And, if you don't give that player a chance, if you just only play 3 attackmen and never sub, he never gets that chance. So kudos to the Gonzaga coaching staff for going a little deeper on the bench than some coaches.
All right, here we go. Gonzaga coming out in the zone. Landon, a little nervous now. Not as much confidence in their stance. Almost throws that ball away into their zone offense. Here is Nevarowski. First line midfield out for Landon. Here is Murray, the quarterback. To Cassidy. Stewart. Southworth. Here's the roll. They're going to carry throwback. Didn't get the triple throwback like they had earlier that was really working for him. Murray, inside look to Jonas Hawkins. Gets it deflected. He can't really catch it off the play by Joe Toohey.
What a ground ball by Caden Southworth. That was a heck of a play.
Toohey back in. Toohey went all the way.
Might have saved the game for them right there by getting that ground ball.
1:15 to go if you're wondering. 15 on the shot clock only. Here's Devin Stewart. Cassidy outside. 9 seconds in the shot clock. Landon backs it up. 8-8 is the score. 1:08 to go. And Landon's going to sub on their D middies. With 8 seconds to go, I would go to the rack here. But they're taking their middies off, and they're just going to let Murray go to the goal against 3. Takes an outside shot. He almost scored that.
It was a save by Kane, a foot save.
Incredible save. That was a great shot. That actually should have been a goal.
He
Why
just
would they
caught
let
that
him
with
shoot
the tip
that?
of his toe. What a save by Kane.
why the heck would they let him shoot that easy shot? But what a clear, more impressive. 48 seconds to
This
go
is
here.
uh-oh territory for Landon right now.
Well, hold on. Gonzaga's going to call timeout. Yep. 8-8, 43 seconds to go. The sidelines is electric for Gonzaga. Full control of this game after an insane clear. The save should not go unnoticed. Did you mark that down for
I
Kane?
did, yeah.
That might have been his best save of the day.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly was the most important. Within the fourth quarter, minute to go, it's just a huge save.
It was a fantastic shot by Murray. It went off Kane's shin.
It went off his foot, his toe.
Yeah.
He saved it with his toe, I think.
It was unreal.
But that's what he does. He's a big body. He takes up a lot of the net, saves a lot of balls with his chest, with his legs, with his feet.
His 11th save is one for the books. If they win this game, he's going to be thanking that left footy of his.
Both goalies playing great. Rizzo from Landon with 16 saves. Kane from Gonzaga with 11. And the face-off battle is really evened up as well. Landon sitting at...
A couple of false starts for Landon.
At 11, 1 face-offs. And Gonzaga is at 8. So it's starting to balance out in this fourth quarter. Gonzaga's won a few of the last.
Now, what does Landon do here to stop this at 48? Because they're going to hold for 1 because the shot clock is greater than the game clock.
I mean, if I were them, based on how their defenses have been playing against the invert, I'd go to zone right here.
Totally.
It's not like they would go to zone not having played it much. They've already played it in this game.
Bringing out on defensive midi Pedreza and 12. Robert Swift. I'm surprised not to see Riley Luger out there, the Delaware commit, and one of the best defenders on the team. He's not in here at the crucial moments.
And they're playing man-to-man, and Gonzaga's going to go right to the invert. They got the ball already in a short stick.
They're going to invert Robert Swift here, and this is Jake Mendenhall, the Navy commit.
They're going to bring it down to probably 25 seconds.
Why not?
Maybe?
No, I would take it down to 5 or 10. I would go with 10. You don't want this going down to Landon again. Go with 10.
I like 20 seconds, so if there's a rebound, you have a chance to get it. But they're about ready to go. 20 seconds on the clock. 20 seconds.
Yeah, I'll call the last 10 for you guys at home. 15 seconds, and he's going to goal. Here we go. Backhander. Wow. After all that, you're going to go with the backhander.
He's a good look, though.
Henry Keeler, here's the man of the hour. 12 seconds to go. Henry Keeler's going to get a short stick matchup on him. Robert Swift, and they call another timeout. I would go with Keeler.
That's what they were going to do.
Wait a second. Are they going? Is that the second midfield line that was just out there?
No, it was a mix because
Keeler's now bumped up on the ones.
Yeah, he's bumped up to the ones because Jake Mendenhall was out there as well. So it's kind of a mixed group.
I would go.
I think they're listening to the broadcast and they heard all of our praise for Keeler, so they decided to keep him.
Wouldn't you go with Keeler, the hot hand here? Either he or Jake have got to go to the goal. They're going to get the shorties.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, whichever one of those two, and it'll be Keeler. Whichever one has the short stick should initiate behind with that invert. Go to it again. See if you can get it one more time.
I mean, that was a nice take by Mendenhall, but man, that is fancy for this time. He was trying to get on ESPN top 10 with that one. Win the game with a backhander.
He would have.
All right, here goes. Let's see who picks it up. Is it going to be 7? Henry Keeler. Is it going to be Noyes? 5. Looks like Chase Noyes is going to pick it up. That means he's going to have a defender on him. They're running a set play, it looks like, already, because I can see they're pointing, you got to be here, you got to be there.
Interesting, Costa has been out for a while now.
I would go with Keeler right away. I would not have...
Costa looks hurt.
I would not have Logan... There you go. Landon's best defender, Matt, was on the ball there. That would have been a bad idea for Gonzaga. This is a good idea. 12 seconds to go. I'll call the time for you. And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's going to do it. Wait. They stopped the clock on an out of bounds over there? What is that call?
Yeah, out of bounds.
Okay. Under a second here.
I didn't love that shot by Gonzaga.
It was another backhander.
Yeah,
what's going on?
Not well executed.
Landon just chucks it. That's going to end the game. And we're going to overtime here.
Of course we are. Of course we are.
You got to love it.
All these DMV games end up in overtime, it seems like.
Fantastic ball game here at Bordley Stadium at Landon School. Gonzaga absolutely took control of that quarter, showed some toughness, down too late to tie it at 8. Impressive games overall. Let's start talking about MVPs. Let's get some nominations first for Landon. I'm going to nominate Steven Rizzo, the goalie. He's got like 16,
Well,
17
that's an easy
saves.
one. I agree with that 100%.
I would like to nominate Hayden Goose, the faceoff guy. He was fantastic. Other than that, I think Sean Murray deserves recognition. He's had a great game for Landon. But for Gonzaga, let's talk about Henry Keeler. Let's talk about Kevin Kane. I thought Cicatello made some great plays at the middle of the field. And you got to mention Larrabee. He has 2 goals in the fourth. He didn't play till the fourth quarter, and he's made his minutes count.
I'm going to hold my vote till we see what happens here.
Oh yeah,
a lot can happen in this overtime.
This is a massive face-off, and it's going to be Hayden Goose, who's been hot for Landon, and McCarthy. But the last one, McCarthy won, I believe, because Hayden Falls started, right? And they're bringing out Larrabee on attack.
Yeah, it looks like Costa still has his gear off on the sideline, so he's banged up.
So he got hurt.
Yeah, so that's, Larrabee's in here and taking advantage of the opportunity.
On that play earlier, it looks like he did get hurt. You see him down there?
Yeah, he's on the sideline at the
Big
end.
face-off. Here we go. Counter there by Hayden. He wins on the shovel counter. Cicatello on the ball with Hayden. Hayden Goose looks like he's going to goal. Cicatello strips him. Over to Cassidy. Timeout Landon. No goal for you folks at home. That is no goal. Landon calls a timeout to kill it.
Coach McGettigan was trying to get a timeout the first time when they brought it in the box. The refs didn't give it to him. So then once they retrieved the ball again, he called that timeout. They subsequently scored, but I think Gonzaga's defense had stopped playing a little bit at that point.
Cicatello stripped the ball, gave Gonzaga a chance there. Now they got to play defense, and Landon, Hayden Goose is limping off the field. I hope he's okay. The face-off guy got roughed up there by Cicatello after an insane counter move to win that because McCarthy won the clamp. And there's still a lot of people down here on the sideline. See what Landon draws up here. You got to expect Gonzaga to go zone. And
I'd like for Landon to just get very crisp with their movement,
their ball movement.
Zone offense. The last couple times they weren't really doing that carry play as efficiently as they did before. They were kind of a little late on the pop-offs, and the guy wasn't there when they wanted to throw it back, and it just wasn't perfectly designed and executed. I'd like for them to really hone in on the play that they're going to run now, the exact movement of every player, so that they really just nail this down.
Yeah, the couple of times they ran that zone offense with the carry and overloads.
They just didn't have enough guys there. The last couple of times they tried it, and they weren't in sync.
Here we go. Let's see what they come out in. You can see Gonzaga's already set up in the 3-3 zone. No hiding that.
You might see this the rest of the season from these Eagles.
Seriously. If they can hang like this in a big-time game, and just a great performance offensively by a couple of guys. We'll get to that, but here we go. Overtime. Sudden death in the zone. Here is Cassidy off a pick. Stewart over to Southworth, the Princeton commit. Back to Stewart, the UPenn commit. Over to Neveroski. Back to Murray. Taking their time, 55 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Throws to Neveroski. Here's the overload. Oh, they don't get it that time. Good D by Gonzaga. Neveroski. Stewart. Cassidy. Usually you see a cutter right there. He didn't see it go. Offense not looking crisp like you wanted right now. Still plenty of time in the shot clock. There go the cutters. 2 cutters there 30 seconds ago on the shot clock. Throwback. Jonas Hawkins took the ball to the cage. Kevin Kane stood big. Easy-ish save for Kevin Kane. Can Gonzaga clear here? Landon is not in a 10-man for you guys at home that can't see the whole field. Landon is in a regular ride. This should be a relatively easier clear. Cicatello runs by his guy. And a nice clear by Gonzaga. Are they going to use a timeout?
Probably. I would expect they would. Although they were, I saw Coach Alt going over the play on the sidelines while they were on defense with the offense, so maybe they don't need it.
So they're bringing out a mixed group of Oliver, Keeler, and Mendenhall. A mixed group on offense here. Man-to-man, Southworth staying out there. That's a good move for Landon. He is a phenomenal defender here. 1-on-1. Man, just ill-advised dodging right there by Mendenhall. He had
just too much momentum, out of control.
Well, the problem here, the last 3 takes for Gonzaga is they're a little bit of like, I want to win the game, and they're not passing it.
I would have liked for them to get back to their invert there.
Oh, this is a breakaway here. Murray, this is dangerous for Landon. Murray opts to pull it out. 2 minutes ago, 60 in the shot clock, plenty of time. Caden Southworth for the win. What defense there. Murray for the win. Over. Another amazing save by Kane. Off a doorstep shot. Fast break, Gonzaga the other way. Stewart chasing. He can't see the outlet. I would call timeout now. Great timeout call for Gonzaga. 1:37 to go. 8-8 with the ball.
Great defensive stand and double over here on Caden Southworth by Joe Matton. Really nice play to control that and to create that. And then at the other end,
the save. The
save by Kevin Kane, of course.
I mean,
he's having it's his 13th save of the day. And, now you've got the ball down here, and because Gonzaga didn't use the timeout last time, they had one to spare. So they're able to call a timeout, settle the ball down, draw up a play, and we'll see what they have here. I would expect them to go with the invert right away and see what happens. Easily
the most exciting game of the season so far that I've seen. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, this is a great game. There's been some great ones, but this is as good as any of them for sure. And this is such a great rivalry with these two schools, such big traditions at these places, and this means a lot. Absolutely packed here in the house. Gonzaga and Landon fans equally represented well in the house. I think we've got the whole Bullis team on the far sideline, it looks like, on the hill over there. You've got other teammates, other teams coming to watch, and some maybe to scout, but it's just kind of the place to be right now in DC lacrosse. Well, it's a beautiful day, and it's an incredible rivalry, and we know that the winner of this has the leg up to be one in the area if they win their conference championship. So a lot is on the line. Here is Mendenhall. Sakato gets a nod this time. Is this Keeler? Or is this Oliver? It's Oliver. Oliver gets a sweep. Set play. Here's down the alley. Pretty open. If you put that far pipe, pretty easy save for Rizzo, and that's about his 16th. I like the play design. The shot location was off. I mean, he tried to shoot it near side. I would have gone far side, opposite, and would have had a better result. A bouncer far side or anything offside would have probably gone, or at least been a good miss. Near side was covered and locked up, and here is Landon. No timeouts left. 1 minute to go in the first overtime. It's sudden death here. Out comes Neveroski with Southworth. And looks like Landon's going to try to do a little sub game and get an advantage. They don't get anything. So it's all even, 6-on-6 with 45 seconds to go. Gonzaga drops back into their zone. Here is Murray with Lukowski closely guarding him. Landon needs to send a heavy dose of cutters. It's not really something they've done a lot. They've been overloading. They need to just get the ball behind and send cutters and look inside. At this point, Gonzaga probably knows everything they're going to do. Defensively, they've been doing it for so long in this game that if they're smart defenders, open on the wing. Tough catch by Hawkins. Great play on defense and offense. And Devin Stewart wins the game. The UPenn commit with the lefty, his offhand. You said that earlier. He's developed his left hand, and there it is. A perfect shot off stick side at the hip location, which is not impossible to save, but really, really tough. Incredible shot. Great win for Landon. Unbelievable unassisted goal for him to his offhand. I mean, that is just impressive. He is proving to be one of the better middies in the DMV for sure. Locked up to go to UPenn, wins the game in memorable fashion, and the field is stormed by fans for Landon, student body, flags flying. But what a heroic comeback by Gonzaga and an incredible effort for Landon to withstand that push from the purple. Yeah, just an incredible, hard-fought game by both teams. It was one between the lines. There was a lot of action between the restraining lines. Lots of hard rides, lots of turnovers, caused turnovers, lots of physical play. Gonzaga really, they should go out of here holding their heads high because they played hard. They played a good game, really good game plan by their coaches as well. But Landon just was a little too much, a little too strong, and they pull it off at the end. All right, so we have to give the Defensive Player of the Game award, which I love to leave to you, and an MVP from each team. I'll let you do the losing team first.
Who would you like to give the MVP to, or at least nominate from Gonzaga?
Kevin Kane.
I agree wholeheartedly. I would also like to nominate Keeler as a very, very close second. But congratulations to those two young men. And then for Landon, MVP, I'm going to go with the goalie Rizzo.
Yeah, he had 17 saves.
17 saves.
Kevin Kane had 13. A really good game by him.
Great game.
Rizzo, 17 saves. That's hard to match.
Great game by Devin Stewart. He had 2 goals in the day. Great game by Murray. But Steven Rizzo was the most valuable player for sure for Landon. Congratulations to him. And now for the defensive player of the day, the most physical player on the field. I was impressed by Logan Cassidy. I was impressed by Gaetano Cicatello. Cicatello going to Yale, Cassidy going to, and then Eli Smink made some nice plays in there as well. Last week you gave it to a short stick defensive midi.
Yeah, so we're just looking for one of the top defenders, or is it
any position, best defender?
I mean, I think
most
the
physical
face-off guy for Landon did a great job. If we're looking for toughness and impact, and he's offense and defense, I'd give it to him personally. We can't give it to the goalie.
He's not a defensive player.
But it
is a physical player award. You're right.
Yeah, it's a physical player award.
Yeah, so we'll give that to Hayden Goose, who did a great job on the face-offs. What was the face-off tally? That was
Goose
got close
was
at the end.
111 out of 19, and Gonzaga won 8 out of 19.
Yeah, and then Landon has 2 guys, but Hayden did do very well in that regard. Well, I want to wrap it up here, and thank you for joining us at the DMVLAX Game of the Week. Next game is in a week or two. I believe it's Landon again versus Episcopal. We'll double check that. I'm Cabo Maddox here with Matt Rienzo signing off. Thank you, Matt. This was a memorable game, easily the best game of the season. Hopefully we get more as exciting, but that's a big ask because that was very exciting.
I mean, this was a perfect atmosphere, sunny, 70 degrees, tons of fans, and an overtime game. What more could you ask for?
Thanks to our sponsors once again. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time.
Feel it.